And welcome everybody to the 113th episode of the Have Aloha Will Travel podcast. I am your co-host today, Kevin Allen, with me. Not as always, because you weren't on the last episode, but with me most of the time.
You weren't on the episode before that.
I know, we were switching off.
Oh, Catherine Toth-Boxer with Hawaiʻi Magazine. And we both just came back from trips.
Yeah, so we have we're working our way up to another print issue. And we're kind of at the point in time where we're doing a lot of research and we're flying around. And yeah, Kat, went to Kauaʻi and I went to Lānaʻi. We both went for very different activities, different things to do. And yeah, we just wanted to talk about it and kind of do a little travel log. Hopefully, if you're listening to this and maybe you're putting together a travel itinerary or you're looking for things to do, I think these are some interesting ideas. Kat, mine is going to be pretty short because I only did like one thing on Lānaʻi, Kat. So you feel free to take it away for the beginning and kind of what'd you get up to on the old Garden Isle?
I feel like I've been to Kauaʻi.
You've been to Kauaʻi.
I know. I feel like I've been there maybe like 4 times in the last maybe like 8 months or something like that.
I was gonna say, I think you went already a couple of times this year.
It's been a lot. And no complaints. Like it's not like a bad thing, but
Great island.
It's interesting because every time I've gone to Kauaʻi recently, and it's only for a couple of days, if anything, or just for the day. So I don't really explore the entire island. Like I think most visitors, when they think about coming to a specific island, maybe they spend a week or whatever, but I'm doing them like day trips kind of. So it's kind of fun. Yeah. I only kind of stay in one area. So last time I was on Kauaʻi, which we talked about in a previous episode, I spent most of my time in Koloa at the Poke Festival. So this time I stayed pretty much only on the west side. So I stayed at Waimea Plantation Cottages, which a lot of our readers and probably listeners know and love. And then I spent a couple days in Kokea State Park. So that was sort of like the purpose of the trip.
The area of and I feel like that's I think that's kind of what makes our travel a little bit different compared to like a normal visitor's travel. Is that we typically go for maybe a day or two at most, and we just kind of like focus on one area because we're we'll have a lot of stories in one area. But tell me about Waimea Plantation Cottages. It's an adorable.
Have you ever been?
I've never been, but I've heard about them. I think I've even written articles about them, but I've never actually gone.
Really? So. Oh, this was my like second or third time staying there.
Okay.
So it's right on the beach, or like it's a historic driftwood beach in Kauaʻi on the west side. And it's like dark gray, black sands, really pretty, juxtaposed by this like white driftwood. It's really beautiful. And it's right on the ocean. I don't know how many acres it is. It's pretty spacious. And it's a bunch of, I think it's like 59 historic cottages hailing from the old plantation era that have been restored. And the cottages are as old as like the 1880s when immigrants were coming to Hawaii from different parts of like Japan and China and the Philippines. And the cottages have been pretty, like they've sort of remained intact and they've been refurnished or refreshed. So it feels like a home it is a home when you walk into it. Yeah.
So these were cottages that plantation
workers lived in.
Lived in.
Correct. So every cottage will have like a number, like we said, a number 87, and it has the name of the family that lived there.
Oh, no way.
So it's cool. You feel, I mean, it's I don't know, you have a neighborhood feeling when you're there because all the houses are situated as if it were like in a neighborhood. There's this huge grassy lawn that is between all the houses and the ocean. And so it's so great for families. Like you just like let them go and they just like run all over the place. And there's banyan.
You're talking about children?
Yeah. Well, I mean, my husband ran around too.
You release them and they.
Yeah, exactly. But it's great for families. It's great for weddings. There was a wedding going on when we were there. And it's just so beautiful. You're under this like giant banyan tree out in the open, the ocean wind. And it's just such a beautiful, relaxing place. But it is outfitted with all the luxuries of like your normal hotel
Mm,
accommodations, right? There's like Wi-Fi and there's like super awesome beds, but it's
right.
nice because there's a full kitchen. Like there's a full kitchen.
I was gonna say that is really nice.
Yeah.
I've kind of, when it comes to traveling, I've gotten to the point where I really do prefer having a kitchen wherever I'm staying, you know.
Mhm.
It's just nicer. You can buy groceries and make your own stuff. I feel like sometimes in hotels I get stranded without anything to eat, and I don't want to have to go
Yeah.
out and do stuff. So they have like a full kitchen, full
Mhm.
chef.
Yeah, full kitchen. And then we had a 2 bedroom.
Oh wow.
So Landon had his own room. And yeah, and so there's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, a kitchen, a living room, like a little dining area. And then there's this a lanai, which I think all
Hmm.
the houses have. You can sit out and whatever.
Oh, it's
Um,
pretty spacious.
yeah, so you can get a 1 bedroom cottage if you just need like there's no studios. There's like a 1 bedroom cottage, but they'll usually have like a porch area and then like an area where you could sit outside even, like all the homes have that. But you can go up to a 3 bedroom, which accommodates, I think it's up to like 6 people. So, if you're going with a big group or you're going with like other families or other friends and you guys all want to stay together, but you all want to have your separate, place. And it's just, I don't know. I've always loved staying there. It's one of my favorite places to stay on Kauaʻi. It feels very homey and relaxing. It's not fancy. You're not gonna have like a jacuzzi in the middle of your, you know, hotel room or anything, but
Right.
it's just, I don't know. It's like lots of trees and it's just,
Yeah. And I feel like if you're a visitor and maybe you've already done the hotels a couple of times, or and you want to really kind of feel, I don't want to say like you're living in Kauai, but a little more homely experience, a little bit more residential feeling.
yeah.
It is a good alternative. Yeah, I wish I could stay there. It kind of reminds me of Hotel Hana in a way. Um it
Oh,
used to be
yeah.
called
I know
Kavasa
what you
Hana.
mean. Yeah, yeah.
Because it's got, it's a bunch of
Mhm.
kind of, I mean, it's very nice cottages over there because it's very expensive.
Yeah.
Uh, but they're all 1 bedrooms and they all
Mhm.
have their own little kitchen space, and they're all kind of situated kind of in like a community sort of thing where it's like you have like neighbors and stuff. Um,
Right.
yeah, very cool. And what else did you do? So you
Yeah,
you
so
stayed there?
that's one thing we kind of hung out there and yeah, and Waimea town in general, I feel like it's really it's a very sleepy town.
Yeah,
I remember
definitely.
yeah, I remember Grace and I went recently because we had hiked the Ava Ava Puhi Trail in Kokea State Park kind of on a whim. But we went around looking at Waimea and we'll say there's like a lot of restaurants and shops and it wasn't as I mean it's not bustling, like it's not like any town on Oahu. I can't even equate it to anything. And it's definitely not as, I mean, Hilo is busier than Waimea on Kauai,
Okay.
but there were restaurants you could go to. There were places you could grab like groceries. The only thing that was like super sad was Ishihara Market, which has been there for like 95 years, closed. And that was the place where I would always go and get like spam musubi or like bento and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? They
Yeah.
closed?
Yeah. They closed earlier this year. I think they closed in March of this year.
Oh
So
no.
it's just the building is still there. It's a historic building. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with it. But there is
Right.
like Big Save, which is the grocery store in Waimea. So there's still places you can go and grab groceries and grab and go food, but that was
Sure.
kind of tragic to see.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So we hung out in Waimea. And then we spent the majority of our time at Kokea State Park, which, it looks like it's just right there, but like you're staying in Waimea and the drive, and it's windy. I mean, we did it. I think Kayla got
Right.
sick. Yeah. It's like a
Yep. She did.
45-minute drive to the state park from
Right.
the bottom.
Right. Because you're twisting and turning your whole way up.
Yeah, it's a lot. So we
It's a
did
lot.
the whole point of it was to go and do a couple of trails in the state park. But then there's also like, I don't think a lot of people know about this, but certain times of the year, the reservoir opens for trout fishing. So the state will
Oh.
stock the reservoir there with like brown trout. You can go trout fishing. And that's not something people even in Hawaii do very often. I mean, it's more common on the mainland for people to fish in lakes. It's freshwater fish. And we don't eat a lot of freshwater fish. The only place you can do that on Oahu is Lake Wilson in Wahiawa, which is kind of
Oh
heading
yeah.
out for the North Shore. Yeah,
You
you
wrote
can
about
fish
that.
for trout there too. and like catfish, but there's no other place. And so anyway, Kauaʻi State Park has a reservoir. It was trout fishing season, so there were a lot of people there trout fishing.
Did you guys trout fish?
No, we thought about it.
Yeah.
But then we're like, what are we gonna do? Well, I guess we could have catch and release.
Mm.
We didn't do it. We did go hiking. We did go see Waimea Canyon. That was Landon's first time seeing Waimea Canyon.
Oh, really? Wow. That must
Yeah,
have
and
been
then
awesome.
we ate at the lodge. So the lodge
okay.
is a special place for like Kai and I. The Kauaʻi State Park is a special place for us. That was one of our first big trips that we did, and for hiking. And but his family used to go to Kauaʻi like all the time growing up, and so they would camp and stay at the lodge. But anyway, the lodge is under new ownership, the restaurant itself, and it was banging. Like, I don't even know. I guess do people drive up there just to eat? I'm not sure, but it was so good. They have a huge coffee program now. They had like draft beer, they had a full bar, but the
so they've really done they've really done a lot to it.
It was excellent. And I will say, I mean, even Grace and I noted the last time, their gift shop is also pretty excellent. They stock so many locally made products like soaps and candles and honey. I mean, not cheesy stuff, like really well-made stuff that I would buy for myself, you know. I mean, they did a really nice job, even with just a gift shop. Yeah. I was impressed.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you've definitely done a lot at Kauaʻi State Park at this point already, too. I think you've got the last couple of times we've sent you to Kauaʻi, it's to go to Kauaʻi State Park.
I think I've done every trail.
Really?
It's well in my lifetime, not like for Hawaii Magazine, but in my lifetime, I might have done every trail, because I think whenever I go, I'll try and do like 2 or 3 trails on a trip.
So which ones did you do on this trip?
We did well, the big one was Pihea Summit to Aloha Swamp. We didn't actually finish the whole trail, but we did all you needed to do for really, because the view was sucked out anyway. So if we had gone all the way, it wouldn't have mattered. And I'd done the trail before. It's an 8-mile trail trek.
Wow.
And my son did it.
How was that? Was he?
He's fine. I mean, he's so acclimated to hiking. But it is at elevation, so it's a little bit different, and the trail isn't difficult, it's just really long. What happened was it poured. And that's the thing about like hiking in Hawaii. It was bright and sunny down in Waimea. Very hot and sunny. Even at the state park at the start of the trail, almost the whole time it was sunny, because even when we came out of we came back to the car, it was sunny. But as you're going toward, I mean, you're heading toward Mount Waialeale, which is like one of the wettest places in the world. The weather gets a little unpredictable. And we had to make a game day decision. Like everybody who was hiking in didn't make it through because it was pouring that hard.
Really?
That it was a little dangerous. And I was worried about the kid. And
for sure. Your child.
Kai was like complaining about his leg. And so anyway, we made it all the way to the swamp. We saw that. And then we just turned around and headed back. But it took us a good like 3, 8, 9, maybe like 3.5, 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's intense. Your kid's going to be good at hiking by the time he gets older. I wasn't doing these kinds of hikes.
Well, I mean,
awesome.
I think it's a trail anybody can do. Honestly, it's not a difficult trail. It's just long.
Yeah. It's just long. Right. It's just kind of like an endurance thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else did you do there? Sorry.
Oh, we did that. So like Waipo'o Canyon is probably like my favorite, not my favorite. Can I say it's my favorite hike? It's an easy hike. How's that? Like London can do that hike, no problem. Well, what we like about Waipo'o Falls hike is that there is a place you get to where you see the opposite. So, you know, when you're at Waimea Canyon, the lookout, you remember the lookout where you were freezing and you didn't bring
I was super cold. Should have brought a hoodie.
Brought a towel. Yeah. So across, you know how you saw Waipo'o Falls in the distance? So this hike goes above Waipo'o Falls. So you're looking at the canyon from the other direction.
So you can like see the lookout that we were at?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
How long is that hike to get there? Because that
oh,
seems
that's like
far, but
3 miles maybe.
oh, okay.
And it's not bad. It is kind of a little up and down. I mean, it's not, I mean, it is up and down, but it's not like this. It's not a huge elevation climb.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like
You're not
that.
rock climbing at any
No,
point,
no,
or
no. But it is a little up and down, but you can bang that out in maybe like an hour and a half or so.
oh wow, okay.
I mean, we did. I can't say that's for everyone. But
You can
anyway,
read, you can read more about it in our
in our upcoming issue, yeah, and I'll give you like
upcoming issue.
tips about hiking, what to
Yeah,
bring
Kat's got a
to.
lot to say about hiking.
I mean, it's the middle of summer and it rained on us. So like that just goes to show,
Yeah,
you can
there's
never
never
be
a safe time.
right, and you can never be underprepared for weather and when you're
Right.
hiking Hawaii. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought you brought up a good point. Like you can literally leave your car and it's sunny where your car is parked,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean anything. Like
No.
you could hike into a rain cloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
how I feel every time I go into Manoa. Like I'll leave my apartment in Makiki and it's beautiful and sunny. And then for some reason you drive into Manoa and it's like an entirely different world. Like it's just raining and super cloudy. That's
Okay.
anyways, that's how I feel.
That's sort of the same. You need to bring a jacket like with you.
Me
Wow.
personally?
Yeah. I feel like whenever we've traveled, you're the one that's like woefully unprepared.
Yeah, definitely. I own jackets too.
I'm sure
I don't
you do.
like bringing them. They're just a lot to carry, and
Just
then
wear it on the
sometimes you want
plane.
to
That's
use
what
it.
I do. Just wear all your bulky stuff on the
Yeah.
plane and then you don't
But
have
then
to
I
pack
get
it.
uncomfortable when I'm on the plane.
Oh my
I
God.
gotta be comfortable.
Okay.
Comfort. All right. Speaking of planes and me being on them, I flew on Mokulele again recently. I love
I
flying
do
Mokulele.
like Mokulele, but it does take like a lot longer to get somewhere, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah,
long was
definitely.
your flight to Lānaʻi? Was it like
It was super short. It was like
oh
40 minutes to 30 minutes maybe.
so long?
Yeah. Didn't take too long. But I definitely know if like you go to like Big Island or something with Mokulele, you have to like do like a layover in
Yeah, to
Molokai
refuel or something.
to refuel. That's the only time I've ever been to Molokai. I've never actually explored the island. I've only ever been in their airport and looked at their monk seal painting on the wall.
Oh yeah.
They have no Wi-Fi or anything, so you're just stuck. But I went to Lānaʻi, yeah, on Mokulele Airlines, which I really do prefer flying Mokulele. It's
Mhm.
like a little bit more expensive, and yeah, it definitely takes a little bit longer, but it's so nice to me. You get to just park your car in their parking lot and get on the plane.
I
There's
know.
no
I do love
PSA,
that.
there's no check-in, and
Hmm.
also if everyone's there early, they'll just leave early. Like they will not leave at their appointed time. They'll just leave when everyone gets there and everyone says they're ready to go.
Hmm.
So it's you have this whole level of variability of like, yeah, we could just leave whenever everyone's ready, I guess.
Hmm. Yeah. It is it is sort of strange that they don't even check your bags or anything. Like,
Not at all.
I
Yeah.
know.
A lot of good faith.
I don't get how like they can get around that, like with TSA and stuff. I don't know.
Maybe
I mean,
because it's such a small plane. Like,
but they have so many, I mean, but it's so many routes and so many people going back and forth. And I mean, they're like
yeah,
a legitimate airlines. I don't
right.
know. It's very
I don't know.
interesting. Not
It's interesting.
whatever.
I like it though. It's
Yeah,
great
me
for me
too.
because
I do
I
like
hate
it.
going through security. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you can just roll up to your as long as you're there 30 minutes before your flight, you're good to go. So yeah, I flew Mokulele. And also with Mokulele, you get so much better views compared to a Hawaiian,
Oh,
where you
that's true.
might be stuck behind a wing or something. Like Mokulele, you literally every seat in the house, and there's only 6 seats. They all have fantastic views. So I
Yeah.
flew to Lanai to go to the Lanai Cat Sanctuary, which will also be featured in our upcoming issue. And I was supposed to meet, they told me when I was coordinating with them that Jackson Galaxy would be there the day that I was coming. And for people who are
Real
unaware,
name.
Jackson Galaxy is his real
No,
name. It's what
that's his real name.
no, I have no idea what his real name is.
Oh,
It's what I believe is his real name.
very famous.
Very famous.
Hmm.
And this is no joke. I was a Jackson Galaxy fan for a long time, for over a
Really?
decade. I knew about Jackson Galaxy. I knew
Oh,
about him before he got really famous when he was just a dude on YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah, so he's like the cat whisperer. He's like the dog whisperer. Caesar Milan, is that his name?
Yeah, I mean, he has his show, right? Doesn't he have a
Yeah,
show on
he has a
like
show
Animal
now.
Planet? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm.
And he was supposed to be there. And then he wasn't there. He unfortunately called the day of, and he had to change his schedule. But it's okay. I went to the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary anyways without Jackson Galaxy, and it was still a fantastic time. So the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary it's really quite a you know, I'd always heard about it, and we've done a video on it, and you know, I've always had like some information about it, but I didn't really know everything about it. Now I know quite a bit, and it's a wonderful nonprofit that's all volunteer run, except they do have some core staff on Lānaʻi, and it all started from this one woman who, you know, there was some strays on Lānaʻi, and she wanted to know what to do with them. You know, she was trying to figure out what to do with these strays, but because Lānaʻi is such a small island, and they have very limited resources, there was no, you know, there was no place to put these animals. There was no humane society. There was no pound. None of that exists on Lānaʻi. And so she wanted to make a place for these cats to be. And you know, long story short, she founded this. My own cat right now is biting a cardboard box and making a lot of noise.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. She deserves to be there. Yeah, she founded this sanctuary. And you know, for a long time it was a pretty small run operation. But now they house over 600 cats. You
Wow.
know, and like it's legitimately because again, Lanai is such a small island. They actually do house a pretty good portion of the population of the stray cats on Lanai. I was actually getting some information from them, and apparently, you know, a lot of like the native birds and a lot of the local wildlife there is actually doing better because they don't have all these cats. You know, cats are like a bird's worst nightmare. They kill birds constantly, and a lot of these native birds are actually doing quite a bit better compared to previous years because you know all these cats have a place to be. So yeah, it's now run by I don't have their names at the moment. It's run by a couple former employees of the Hawaiʻi Humane Society, and they've done a lot of new redevelopment. So the last time that I really saw the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary was when we had a really viral video on our YouTube or our Facebook. It got like millions of views, and you know, if you could probably even find it now, but it's like a pretty kind of looks like a you know dusty barn kind of area. But now it's the sanctuary is beautiful. I mean, it's all grassy and greeny, and there's like a lot of things for visitors to do. There's like a photo ops area. There's a little gift shop. They've really they've expanded how much space they have and how much gating they have, so they can even hold more cats.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they've really done a lot of work there. And yeah, it's fantastic. So they're open from 11 to 3, I
And
believe.
people can just go and visit, or
And
do
you
you
can
have to
just go
like
and
make an
visit. Yeah.
appointment?
No, you can just walk up and go in. It was fun when I went there. I could tell there was a couple, you know, a couple visitors. Because it's like one of the main things to do on the Nutty. A lot of the tour buses will come there.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, they
that's
just
fun.
drop off the visitors over there.
Huh.
But there was also just a couple people, you know, who live on Lānaʻi who just come there every day or most days and hang out with the cats. You know, there's a lot of nice seating and areas to just sit down, and there are so many cats. I mean, you walk in there and they have what they call the welcoming committee, which is like a group of cats that know how to get treats and understand that when
Oh, that's
people
so
come in,
funny.
that is their time to get food. So yeah, once you walk in, you're literally like an amphitheater, like you're surrounded by like 20 cats who are just
Oh my
all
gosh.
they just want to be your best friend because they know you'll feed them.
Oh,
Um, I know, and it's really cute. They're really cute cats. So yeah, I hung out with them, and the angle of the story was that you know you can also do some volunteer work. And they have you know they have some cats who aren't doing as well as the other cats. You know, maybe they have you know they have disease, or you know maybe they are not doing so well with the other cats, and they are in their own special areas. They have like again, but these are really nice. Like I just want to say the area, like my cats would love living there. Like the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary, there is so many just like big patches of like wild grass that they imported in for the cats to make little tunnels in. There's these
Jeez.
trees that have a big network of, tree house kind of stuff going in between. It's like a cat's paradise. It's so nice. And so these cats who cannot be with the other cats are housed in an equally nice area, and you can go in there and help groom them. You can feed them. A lot of these cats, they just need to get exposure to people. So they're kind of harder to work with, but they'll really soften up to you. Again, if you have a treat, if you have a snack, you can really become best friends with the cat pretty easily.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, you can groom them, and it's a really, it's like probably maybe the easiest way to volunteer on Lānaʻi.
Yeah.
It's like you just hang out with these cats and you're kind of doing enough. But yeah, no, the cat sanctuary was fantastic. I had never been, and I'm really glad I went. It definitely seems like if you're on Lānaʻi, I mean, it's pretty close to the airport too. I would definitely just recommend checking it out. Actually, Lānaʻi is a very interesting, it's a special place to me because it's so relaxed. Like the people at the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary, they let me borrow their car to go get lunch in town, and they're even like, yeah, you know what?
That's funny.
Just park the car at the airport and just leave the doors unlocked and leave the keys, on the seat, and we'll just come grab the car. I was like, man, that is also the Lānaʻi airport has 3-day parking for free.
Wow.
For free.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and I was talking to a shop owner about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've actually got my car running right now with the AC on just because I want to be able to get in,
Oh
and
my
it'll
God.
be cool." Like people just don't, because I guess if you like steal a car on Lānaʻi, like where are you gonna take it?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
You're on a tiny island,
yeah, no,
and
that's
everyone knows everyone, so it's
mm-hmm.
um yeah, so that was fantastic. I didn't really get to do too much else on Lānaʻi because I didn't have a car with like 4-wheel drive, which if you really want to see a lot of the island, you kind of need like a Jeep for that. But I did go to Lānaʻi town and I did have a fantastic meal. It was at Ganatisi's Pacific Rim Cuisine.
No, don't know.
Yeah. So they've been around for like a long time, like over 80 years. But they've always been just a only takeout kind of spot. They didn't even have signage, right? Like it was just a thing that if you knew it was there, you could get a really good plate lunch. But recently they opened up their first floor and they have a little sit down section. And man, I had a really, really good plate of it's very much just local plate lunch kind of food. I had a really good plate of Korean fried chicken.
Oh, nice.
But I will say their mac salad was something else. It was like it was different than normal mac salad where there were peas in it, which I wasn't expecting, but that was really good. And it was kind of stringy, like there was like cabbage in it or something.
Oh yeah, okay.
It almost was like a I don't know how to describe it. I'm really bad at describing food. It was really good though. That's what I can describe. I had a good time eating it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, big portions. Yeah, so if you're looking for a place to go in Lānaʻi to eat, it's raining now.
What is it called again?
Ganotisi's Pacific Rim Cuisine. So that's GANOTISI''S.
Oh, I see.
Ganotisi's.
Ganotisi's, yeah.
When I was asking people where to get lunch, like the Lānaʻi Cat Sanctuary volunteers, that's where everyone said. Like that without a doubt, like they all said it so quickly.
Yeah,
I will
it's got
say
good ratings on Yelp too. I just looked that up.
it's really no, it was really good. You will spend a little bit. I mean, because you're on Lānaʻi, everything's going to be like a little bit more expensive. I think my plate lunch was like $19.
Damn.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's it's Lānaʻi. Another funny story about Lānaʻi. I was just looking for a place to get a phone charger. Speaking about being unprepared, my phone was like at 3%, and there was no place to buy a phone charger. Literally, I couldn't find.
Really?
And I was asking people, and they're like, "Yeah, no, there's nowhere to buy one. You can kind of buy one at the general store, the grocery store, but they don't actually sell the thing that you plug into the wall. They only sell the cord itself. So if you're going to,
kidding.
Yeah, if you're going to Lānaʻi, bring a phone charger because you will physically not be able to get one. I actually left my phone in a art gallery because the guy just said, "Yeah, just Just leave your
Oh
phone
my
here, it's
God.
fine. And I was like, okay. I was like fully indoctrinated into the Lānaʻi way of thinking. I was like, yeah, I'll just do that. I bought art from him, so hopefully that helped me out a little bit. Anyways, yeah, so that's been our little travel log. We've been doing some running around recently.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I,
I mean, I'm excited about our next issue. I think it'll be full of interesting stories. So,
yeah, absolutely. It'll be a lot of a lot of really fun stories. I don't want to give too much away, but we're gonna have a big made in Hawaii feature. So if you're looking for products or you want to know more about local makers, local products, all that kind of stuff, yeah, that'll be a big feature in the next issue. And that's all I'm gonna say about it because it has to be a surprise. And you can find so much more about Hawaii Magazine, locally made products. You can find a lot of things that Kat and I write. You can find it all at hawaiimagazine.com. We have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, we have a Facebook, and we have a Threads account,
we do.
and a Pinterest,
And a YouTube.
and a YouTube,
TikTok.
and a TikTok. And it's all at Hawaii Magazine, I think, is our username for all of those. Yeah, we have a Threads account now because we're so trendy. I don't even know what Threads is, to be honest. It's like Twitter, I guess.
For Instagram users, basically.
Huh. Okay, well, I'll let you guys keep handling that. I'm not good at the social medias, but please rate us 5 stars. Please comment. I'm sorry, I have to go to a wedding in like half an hour. I'm like kind of all over the
We
place.
can end it.
Okay, all right, we'll end it then.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for listening. And I hope you enjoyed the episode. I don't know why I keep talking. We'll see you all in 2 weeks. Okay, mahalo, aloha, bye-bye. Bye.